I want to begin this episode today by reading you a letter from a friend of mine named Abigail. Now, I need to warn you up front that this letter, it describes pretty brutal depictions of her abuse growing up, but I feel very honored that she would allow me to share her story with you today. Dear Alex, you and I have known each other for 10 years. You know me as a loving mother and teacher, but there is a much darker side to my life that I feel you should know about. My father was an alcoholic, and my mother is a classic enabler. It was my mom, dad, older sister, and me. Growing up, my first memories were sadly of fear. Every day, the lingering question at the back of my mind was, when or what will set my father off? And how long is his rage going to last? I remember being in grade school and playing a jump rope game, birdie birdie in the sky. My sister had won the jump rope from a school competition. She was so proud. It was a red and white beaded rope. The game was innocent, but I unfortunately was accidentally struck in the face. Of course, there was crying. My parents came running, and without even asking what happened, my father took that beaded rope and folded it over itself several times and started whipping my sister. Her entire back, buttocks, and legs were covered in welts and blood for weeks. My mother did not help the situation. She, as a matter of fact, would tell on us. My dad would get home from work late and usually drunk. She would tell him we had been terrible that day. She was not equipped to take care of anyone. She either left for her night job or went to bed. The two of us were told to sit in front of the refrigerator and wait with our mouths shut. We would sit there and listen to him chew every bite of his dinner with the belt laid across the table. Then he would wipe his mouth on a dirty rag and ask us, who wants to go first? I felt so much guilt, but I told him my sister should go first. And she did. She went first every time after that. Watching is much worse. This night was repeated far too many times. Why? Why did he hate us so much? I would leave a note in his metal lunchbox. We were sorry. I don't know how many notes I left, but he never said a word. No one ever said a word. My mother was not an exception to my father's cruelty. When they fought, my sister and I would always beg and plead with him. No, Daddy, no. We would watch him hit her, punch her, choke her. On several occasions, one of us would run into the night to our neighbors, banging on their door, begging them to help. I would tell them, my dad is killing my mom. Living in a state of fear is exhausting. My sister worked as much as she could, so she wasn't home. I tried to go to a friend's house or I'd join a team to be away. My sister left home at 18 and I did the same. I wanted to get as far away from home as I could. There was no money for college, and truthfully, my parents didn't think I was capable. I was too stupid for school. I found a deep desire to change me, my life, my lifestyle. When I was 21, I found out I have dyslexia, and I was thrilled. I wasn't stupid. My best friend, who is still my best friend to this day, sat with me as I read books out loud to her so I could comprehend the words. We looked up every word I didn't know. The reading was unbearably slow. I still read slowly, but reading is my passion. I married a man who is the complete opposite of my father. He and my two children are my world. Becoming a mother was the most healing thing I've ever done. Pure, unconditional love. I know that I've broken the cycle of abuse by being a mother to my children that my own mother never was to me. But healing myself, that's harder. It has taken me so long. It has required so many friends, so many relationships, so much faith, and a lot of therapy to keep going forward. To this day, I live with great anxiety. My relationship with my family of origin has layers and layers of boundaries. I accept that my mom is a broken person and that we will only ever have a superficial relationship. I will never have a loving mother. I've harbored lots of guilt over the years, but I'm finally okay with this. My sister and I are best friends and talk to each other about everything, past, present, and future. We have a bond that cannot be broken, and we are always there for each other. What I do have is my own life and family that I love despite my brokenness. I try to find joy in all the little things because really, that's all there is. Little beautiful moments one has to choose to see. Your friend, Abigail. So today, what we're going to talk about in this episode is wounds. We're going to discuss how the physical and psychological wounds we encounter as children, how they manifest into adulthood, and how we heal from those wounds. And to begin, I want to introduce you to a friend of mine who spends a lot of time working with people who struggle to heal from their wounds. Will you join me in the kitchen?